complete prior to the status check.
This is Delta Mission Control. We have entered the planned 10-minute built-in hold, and preparations for launch continue. In a few moments, Launch Conductor Scott Barney will poll the launch team for the final go to pick up the count. 27 engineers and managers are polled for system status and readiness to proceed. This is the final status check before launch for all Delta vehicle systems, ground systems, the spacecraft, and the U.S. Space Force Eastern Range. The vehicle system readiness poll includes electrical systems, hydraulics, pneumatics, propulsion systems, flight control, and propellants. Let's listen in as Scott Barney performs the final polling of the launch team.
Status check to proceed with terminal count. First stage systems, propulsion. Go. Hydraulics. Go. Box.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Second stage system locks.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Electrical systems airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
COM.
Go.
GCQ.
Go.
Operations support.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
Umbilicals. Go. ASGAS.
Go.
ECS.
Go.
Redline monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
Op safety manager.
Go.
ULA safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
Go.
Range coordinator.
Clear to proceed.
Launch director.
Launch vehicles ready to launch.
minus 6 minutes.
Mission director.
You have permission to launch.
Proceeding with the count. MEQ establish swing arm. Lock pins pulled.
Active.
Polling is complete, and the launch team has given the go for launch. The countdown will resume approximately 2 minutes from now, but before it does, let's walk through the final checks we'll hear from the launch team. At T-minus 4 minutes, and counting, the team will enter the terminal count and begin securing the second stage liquid oxygen tank. At T-minus 3 minutes 32 seconds, booster liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen tank securing is started, which includes closing the propellant fill and drain valves. Also at T-minus 3 minutes 32 seconds, vehicle transfer from ground facility power to its own internal battery power will be complete. At T-minus 3 minutes, the vehicle ordnance system is armed and booster liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen propellant tanks are verified to be at flight pressure and flight level. 2 minutes prior to liftoff, the team will verify that the hydraulic system is pressurized, as well as confirm booster, second stage, and flight termination system battery voltages. At T-minus 120, the team will begin securing the second stage liquid hydrogen tank. At T-minus 60 seconds, the Eastern Range readiness is verified. At T-minus 50 seconds, the second stage liquid hydrogen tank is secured at flight level. A final launch vehicle and spacecraft status check is conducted at T-minus 30 seconds. At T-minus 15 seconds, the ROFIs, or sparklers, are ignited to burn off excess hydrogen at the base of the vehicle. At T-minus 7 seconds, the starboard engine ignites, followed by the core and port engines. Liftoff will occur at T0. After liftoff, you'll hear the voice of Patrick Moore providing launch vehicle ascent data. Control at T-minus 4 minutes and holding. We anticipate releasing the hold in just a few moments.
T-minus 4 minutes and counting.
The countdown clock has resumed. We've entered the terminal count and are go
3:55.
for launch at 8:09 p.m. Eastern.
Ground pyros enabled.
325.
Second stage lock, secure at flight level.
.307. T-minus 2 minutes, 49 seconds.
FTS internal.
CBC locks at flight pressure and flight level. CBC LH2 at flight pressure and flight level.
With that call, the first stage tanks are now ready for flight.
T-minus 2 minutes, 159.
Vehicle internal. Hydraulic pressure at 4,000.
155.
Launch sequencer start.
.140.
FCS launch enable.
137.
T-minus 90 seconds.
FTS
The
armed.
launch vehicle, payload, ground systems, and eastern range are go for launch.
120.
FCS count started. OCUs armed.
T-minus 1 minute.
Engine start box go.
Rock, report range status.
Range green.
50 seconds.
Second stage LH2 secure at flight level.
30 seconds.
Status check.
Go Delta.
Go NROL 44.
.15 seconds.
Roll for ignition.
T-minus 10,
10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, main engine ignition, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff, the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket carrying the NROL 44 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office.
On all three RCCA engines look good in full thrust mode. Now 15 seconds into flight, vehicle's begun the pitch over maneuver. Body rate response look good.
You are hearing the voice of Patrick Moore providing launch vehicle ascent data.
25 seconds into flight, engine operating parameters continue to look good. Body rate responses look good. Now 30 seconds in. Standing by for core booster throttle down momentarily. And core booster has begun throttling down as expected. The partial thrust level, engine response looks good. Core booster has achieved partial thrust level as expected. Now 50 seconds into flight. Engine operating parameters continue to look good on all three engines. Now passing 1 minute into flight. Delta IV is now 4.3 miles in altitude, 5.8 miles downrange distance, traveling at 1,200 miles per hour. And at 1 minute 20 seconds into flight, vehicle is now passing through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Vehicle is also passing Mach 1. Delta IV is now supersonic. Engine operating parameters continue to look good on all three boosters. Port and starboard booster in the full thrust mode, core booster in the partial thrust mode. Body rates continue to look stable throughout the boost phase of flight. Telemetry quality has looked good throughout the boost phase. Now passing 1 minute 46 seconds into flight. And the second stage reaction control system is pressurizing to flight levels. System response looks good. Engine operating parameters on all three engines continue to look good. Body rates continue to look stable. Vehicle has now gone to closed loop guidance. Seeing some correction in the attitude as expected when vehicle switches over to closed loop guidance. Now 2 minutes 37 seconds into flight, approximately 3 minutes remaining in boost phase of flight. And the Delta IV rocket now weighs just 1/2 of what it did at liftoff, burning propellant at a rate of almost 5,000 pounds per second. Body rates in roll, pitch, and yaw have nulled out nicely now after the closed loop guidance switchover. And vehicle is now passing Mach 5. Engine operating parameters continue to look good. Port and starboard boosters in the full thrust mode, core booster in the partial thrust mode. Vehicle body rates have damped out nicely now as the vehicle is continuing in the latter part of the boost phase. Approximately 30 seconds now remaining until port and starboard booster engines cut off. And approximately 2 minutes now remaining in the boost phase of flight. And standing by for strap-on engines throttle down. And strap-on engines have begun throttling down in preparation for engine cutoff. And port and starboard booster engines have cut off. And we've seen good indication of separation of the port and starboard boosters. Core booster is throttled back up to full thrust as expected. Engine response looks good. Now 4 minutes, 20 seconds into flight. And the upper stage liquid oxygen system has begun boost phase chill down sequence to begin thermal conditioning of the RL-10 engine. And approximately 1 minute now remaining until BECO. And upper stage fuel system has now begun boost phase chill down. Core engine continuing to look good in the full thrust mode. Engine operating parameters look nominal. Now passing 5 minutes into flight. And the Delta IV is now 71 miles in altitude, 360 miles downrange distance, traveling at 12,900 miles per hour. And approximately 10 seconds until core booster throttle down. And core booster has begun throttling down in preparation for BECO, standing by for BECO. And we have BECO, booster engine cutoff, standing by for stage separation. And we have good indication of separation of the first and second stages. Nozzle extension on the RL-10 is deploying. We have pre-start. We have ignition and full thrust on the RL-10. Chamber pressure on the RL-10 looks good. Body rate responses look good on the DCSS. Now passing 6 minutes, 15 seconds into flight. Engine operating parameters continue to look good on the RL-10. Upper stage has begun initial thruster firings to begin catalyst bed warming. seeing a couple of periodic dropouts in telemetry. And we have seen good indication of payload fairing jettison.
As you just
7
heard
minutes,
with that
20
call
seconds.
for payload fairing jettison, that will wrap up this evening's live coverage of the broadcast. ULA's Delta IV Heavy made history this year when it became the first operational rocket to host 3D projection mapping. Let's take a look at the footage from this unique event.
I'm Tori Bruno, President and CEO of United Launch Alliance. You are about to see the first ever 3D animated projection on an operational rocket. And of course, we have chosen the majestic Delta IV space launch vehicle for this experience. So enjoy the show and God bless America.
We are dreamers, inspired by possibilities not yet imagined. Believers driven to harness the potential of space. Leaders combining expertise and ingenuity. And it all started with a spark of the imagination.
Go. SYS. Go. DSE. Go. Timer. Go. ECS. Go. QE. Go. USO. Go. OSM. Go. BSE. BSE is go. ALC. Go. AC. AC is go. RC. Clear to proceed. Launch Director. The launch vehicle is ready to launch. Mission Director. You have permission to launch.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Main engine ignition. 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta Heavy rocket.
Although ULA's focus is on the future, we will always celebrate our incredible legacy. 140 missions, 140 successes, enabling our customers to save lives, explore the universe, and connect the world. From John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, to new ways of connecting the world. From the most accurate weather satellites ever deployed,
mandatory evacuation for Central Florida.
to game-changing national security satellites. And launching missions throughout the solar system and beyond. To once again, sending astronauts to space from U.S. soil. And doubling down on our commitment to our country. America has always and will always be at the forefront of space. This mission is no different. As we prepare to launch another critical asset to protect our way of life, the National Reconnaissance Office. When our country needs eyes and ears from the high ground